are returning tourists simply to attend K-pop concert.
Parang yun.
Ako yun. Isa ako sa 25%. Amin ko yun. Yeah, I'm one of those. Yeah, I'm one of those. Yeah, in the 3 times I've been to Korea myself, 2 of those is simply to attend K-pop concert.
What's that?
Here, boss, hindi na ako sinadalaw.
Yeah.
Ako yung on that side.
The third one was the most recent one because a study tour sponsored by the Korea Research Center. But of course, hindi naman iwasan, excited din ako during that one stay. Okay, so now research gaps that we saw here, that we found an opportunity to exploit was that there's a sustained opportunity, there's a sustained expansion for K-pop. Right now, even right now, the biggest K-pop act is a boy group known as BTS, Batang Songyong. So they made several appearances now in American television. They last week performed in a major American music award show. So it's really now making strides. For BTS, they've been constantly getting 1 million physical album sales. Okay? And this is mostly due to their foreign fans, their international fans. Okay? So it presents an opportunity for us to have more concept and theory building and testing. Because when we reviewed the literature on Hallyu studies, it was mostly qualitative. Like all of these references we've cited, with a few exceptions, focused on Hallyu as a more qualitative discourse. We hope to contribute by approaching this phenomenon in a more quantitative manner, as we will demonstrate in a little bit. So this research endeavors to provide sound theory and market-based insights that would aid both scholars and practitioners to further understand K-pop. Because we need more on the whys, why are they so fond of it, why are they patronizing it, and so on and so forth. Our study will try to delve a little deeper into trying to identify what actually drive these whys and what these motivations to do so. So the research questions, we framed it in such a way that we can actually argue that music and musicians can be considered as products and brands. So we objectify music and musicians. We try to measure it in terms of products and brands, and therefore, whatever we learn or however we discern how we evaluate products and services, we can evaluate them in the same way as music and musicians. So that's the context to it. So we have 2 research questions. Considering production-based factors of audio and visual components, which is more influential towards non-Koreans. The context is non-Koreans. Consumers' attitudes and preferences towards K-pop, and considering also then consumer-based factors of social influence and self-efficacy. Then which are these the influential factors in the same attitudes and preferences towards K-pop. So we're looking at music as a product in this case. So in terms of business and management perspective, this is what we're looking at. And this is where we separate ourselves from the other Korean studies focusing on Hallyu and in particular K-pop. So the research context is, so we also decided that, okay, I mentioned a while ago, this is going to be a 2-country study, Taiwan and Philippines. Of course, Taiwan and Philippines. So we did just to give more value to the study. So instead of just 1 country, we decided to compare 2. So the reason for choosing Taiwan and Philippines as the context is that in the 2015 Hallyu Index survey conducted by the Korean government noted that both countries, as far as Hallyu consumption is concerned, is at a medium growth phase. So in this, we also found that industries in this space tend to develop faster. Yes.
Okay. Ano ulit ang Hallyu?
Hallyu is the Korean term for the Korean wave. It's the phenomenon in which K-pop is only a small part of that.
Okay.
So Hallyu is the phenomenon. It means Korean wave, and that's the export of all the products and services regarding cultural products and services that are now being consumed by foreigners. So that's the Korean word for it. So Taiwan's relationship with South Korea improved in recent years because they shared significant cultural and social similarities. K-pop is very popular with Taiwanese young people. It has a good portion in their media. It occupies a good portion in their media. Philippines, on the other hand, has a good historical relationship with South Korea dating back to the Korean War. Now, Filipinos, just to give a historical context, Filipinos were one of the first to respond to South Korea, to aid South Korea during the Korean War. And they still hold that in high regard until now. So research highlights cross-country similarities and differences in economy and competition. So that's what we're trying also to compare as well. Also, from a music perspective, there is no one single concept defining music due to contextual differences. So we're trying to find out whether or not this also holds true for K-pop. So for our framework, we employ what we call a stimulus, organism, response framework. That's our theoretical foundation. So it is important to understand how the interactions between consumer behaviors and the decision-making environment can best be managed to improve purchases. Now, SOR, as it will be known from this point on, is a framework that comprehensively examines such interactions. The framework was first coined in 1974 by Virata and Russell. So, how it is explained over time here is how it was done. The internal organism, the O, is driven by some stimulus. That's the S. And exerts influence on both cognitive and affective behaviors. In this case, in the context of our discipline, it would be in the form of triggering purchases. So that's the response. So there's a stimulus. Okay. It forms certain behaviors. It has certain attitudes and behaviors in our minds. And because of that, we make purchase decisions. So the stimulus, organism, response. It's a very broad framework, and I will later on also share what are the implications of using such. So consumer responses therefore depend on purchase environments, and that would include branding, packaging, pricing, and promotions that induce the involvement required to initiate the organism. So how did we operationalize this framework? So this is our framework. So we can see that audio source and visual source of K-pop music is the stimulus. We focus the measurement of the stimulus to only the product side of K-pop, and that's broken down into audio and visual source, which in turn will influence the organism, in this case, the attitude towards K-pop music. And afterwards, the response is non-Koreans' preferences towards K-pop music. The definition of each one I will share once we go to the hypothesis development itself. So this is the basic framework. So again, the stimulus, the organism, and the response. Now obviously, product characteristics alone does not decide whether one would purchase something or not. Henceforth, personal takes or personal dispositions in the form of self-efficacy would be included in the model as a moderator, and the external environment, which is composed of media influence or media coverage on K-pop and peer influence, whether they're K-pop fans or non-K-pop fans, would also influence whatever evaluations on the audio and visual components. Take a look at it this way. You buy a shirt, or you're deciding to buy a shirt. brand, you look at whether it can be bought, you look at whether it's going to fit you or not. But at the same, so that's stimulus. But at the same time, you're also looking at product reviews, you're asking friends what's the best shirt to buy. You're looking at fashion magazines, whether it's a good fit, what's their take about it. Those are all the external influences and the personal taste about it. So we apply a similar mindset to K-pop. Now for the hypothesis development, we start first with the stimulus, and this is composed again with audio and visual components. So music possesses similar product quality indicators influencing consumer perceptions. So it has distinct structural elements of styles, distinctions and interactions. And it is a complex chemistry of controllable elements. What do I mean by this? Music, in a sense, is lyrics, vocals, melody, tempo, and so on and so forth. We attempted here to equate these elements of music as the product characteristics. In the same way that we do, let's say for a projector, the size, the weight, the quality of the projection, and so on and so forth, we itemize those product characteristics based on what we studied or how music is described and composed. So, for singing, for songs, what's most important is the voice, which integrates both the sound and the lyrics together. So it still says the conveyances of emotions of significant considerations for this case. Now, these are utilized to evaluate audio components depending on the combinations and interactions of different modes and functionalities. We actually delved into, we actually had a combination of previous research from music, the musicology, and in marketing. In the sense that some of the studies, some of the applications of music in management was marketing studies that evaluated advertisement and advertisement jingles. Another one was more on in-store music, because there are some previous research on how in-store music actually influences you buying a product within the store. So, for example, if you hear Christmas carols while you're shopping or while you're making your grocery, then the thing will be, it would make you buy queso de bola or hamon right away, even though it's not in Christmas. So the simplistic as it sounds, that was the theme in which we also drew our previous research on. So K-pop's popularity is due to relatable and powerfully delivered lyrics, good melodies, and music styles that are very appealing. Especially if you learn the language, okay, and then you realize how cheesy the music actually is. So and a lot of young people relate to that. Relate to such. So, admittedly, when I did start learning the language, okay, and then I realized how deep it can also get. So, the more involved you get, the more it can appeal to you, and therefore, our first two hypotheses of audio components positively influence non-Korean consumers' attitude towards K-pop music and preference. Now, this is an important consideration for us as well for audio, simply because of the language barrier. A big criticism of K-pop fans is that you're patronizing music in a language that you don't even understand. And word of advice, please do not mention that to any K-pop fan. They will be they take that as very offensive. That's how involved they are. So this hypothesis reflects the overcoming of that phenomenon. Next part is the visuals. Now, the event of music videos back in the 1980s with MTV in the United States ushered in a very significant development when it comes to the distribution of music. So, media and creative arts have made visuals important in product evaluations as well. Music videos communicate consumption imagery, providing visual background and promoting certain styles. This is where a lot of K-pop fans were able to overcome the language barrier because of the music videos. So, and in terms of physical attractiveness, outward appearances, and fashion styles that exude powerful first impressions. Performance, and on top of the outward appearances, performances demonstrating stage and screen dominance also improve all these communications and interpretations. That's actually the reason why I was showing you the concert, the video of the concert before we started, just to demonstrate as well that performances is a very integral part of K-pop. So with these arguments, we will hypothesize 3 and 4. In this case, the visual components positively influence non-Koreans' attitudes and preferences as well. Not just to take it in point na rin, it is not easy to form and debut a K-pop group. For example, for the one I was showing you a while ago, Sonia Side, Girls' Generation, they're right now in their 11th year. Okay, they're in their 11th year in the industry. However, majority of the members spend anywhere between 4 to 7 years training. 4 to 7 years training. And that includes certain sessions on hosting, emceeing, dancing, and actually modeling, and so on and so forth. And then for that matter, after a certain time, they become endorsers of certain fashion brands, and therefore they have to keep to their physical appearance. Ang intriga din minsan is that during promotions, meaning that they have an album out and they are performing, they are on a very strict diet. Somewhere between 1,500 and 4,500 calories per meal. Ganun is there a very strict diet. Yeah. And one thing also about K-pop as well is that the fashion styles change with every album. They don't stick to one, what we call a concept, or they don't stick to one style across different albums. Yeah. So they have that as well. Now, also, one thing also that hits K-pop a lot is the plastic surgery angle. In fact, wala kami issue nun as fans. It's not a negative thing. Why? Because at some point during the training career, the management themselves would require some of their talents to undergo plastic surgery. Because they have to look good. It's a very integral, culturally ingrained aspect when it comes to K-pop production. Suma total, with all of those trainings, well, for this group, there are currently 8 members in the group. The management agency spent $1 million per member during the training period. They debuted in 2007. So imagine from 2000 to 2006, they spent $1 million per member. Okay, per member. Just to improve on that, especially on the physical aspect. Yes.
Anong gender mix ng isang group?
Normally, sir, homogeneous. Girl group, boy group. There's only like one group that I know right now that's actually mixed. So two girls, 2 boys. Very bihira yun, sir. Ngayon, kung meron man, sir, nakita kayo ng mga, let's say, a male and a female artist working together, is for a short-term project. So, but normally right now, it's probably 95-98% homogeneous. It's a girl group, then girl group, boy group, boy group.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing.
It is a cultural thing. Now, okay, we understand now the products. Let's now go to the consumer behaviors and then other external factors. So for external environment and personal tastes, consumer behaviors towards products are moderated by some of these contextualized factors. In other words, we can actually evaluate the same product or service, in this case for K-pop, using different contexts. Whether it's going to be like American consumers or European consumers, but in this case, we're looking at Asian, Taiwan and Philippine consumers. So, we utilize social learning theory that posits that knowledge and experiences over time create some kind of self-efficacy, affecting future perceptions. In my case, I've been a fan of K-pop active fan of K-pop for the last 8 years. Although I did start in 2001, I began exposed to K-pop back in 2001, but it's only now that I really got into it. So, in my sample of one case myself, I can confidently say that I know more about K-pop inside out compared to the other fans, and therefore I can exhibit higher self-efficacy. I'm not affected by issues about plastic surgery or any other criticisms that are being thrown at K-pop fans right now. Now, other than self-efficacy, involvement in groups, because this is a product that's being exposed to a very, very large group of people. Groups with increased involvement, shared beliefs, desires, and goals also influence the same future perceptions. So these can manifest by peer pressure or media dissemination, in which they are presently bolstered now by internet technologies. One of the things as well that K-pop agencies have attributed their popularity, the increasing popularity, is in the use of social media. For instance, before, music videos were hosted in the company websites. And per music video, it was costing them something like 10 to 11,000 US dollars just to disseminate the music video in their websites. When YouTube came out, they realized that they can save thousands of US dollars by instead uploading their videos to YouTube. So, doon nagsimula. So, and all of these internet technologies, starting with YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and so on and so forth, have bolstered this dissemination all the more. So, creating identification and herding behaviors and information cascades as well. So, fans strongly identifying K-pop artists play an important role in driving and sustaining the popularity. So much so that, for instance, and for case an example, last weekend during the UAAP opening, initially the last act that should perform during the UAAP opening was a K-pop girl group named Molan. However, fans pointed out that Momolan suddenly had a schedule in Singapore, and therefore the schedule conflict. Unfortunately, UAAP did not release an official statement or official announcement bringing in Minzy to replace Momolan. Ngayon, paano nalaman ng fans through social media? That's how advanced we can be informed. Like even before it hits mainstream media, we can know the schedules via social media. So it's been, and of course, K-pop agencies also recognize this. They allow their artists now to have official Twitter, Instagram, Weibo pages, right? For them to interact with their fans. So it's really now a big market. Through internet technologies, again, so consumers now acquire information regarding their preferences, provide feedback, interact with others, and strengthening social influence. However, of course, this has a backlash. It also became a venue for a lot of toxicity in the fandoms. That's actually one of the bad sides to it. A lot of K-pop fans can also attest to how toxic it can get when it comes to social media interactions. So given that, our three sets of moderating hypotheses, itemizing the moderating effects. So we look at self-efficacy, the peer influence and media influence as moderators towards audio components and preference, visual components and preference, and attitudes towards preference. So, paulit-ulit lang yan. So, we hypothesize that self-efficacy, media influence, and peer influence would be moderating effects towards the entire stimulus organism response model. The last thing, of course, is the last 2 points is the organism, which we deem as attitudes, and the response as preferences. So music's evaluation is largely based on its functional, utilitarian, and physical value. Especially nowadays for music, it's not necessarily the case that you look at it in the monetary terms. You download a song in iTunes, it's 99 cents, 99 US cents. You buy a mini album, it's 35 pesos for a mini album. 45, like a two-track album, 35 pesos. You buy, like in my case, I've been buying my songs from iTunes. It's really cheap, not even like 500, 600 pesos. And also right now, because of streaming portals like Spotify, you can actually get it for free. So music in itself is not subject to any price consideration. So we're looking at other things. Because of that, preferences are influenced by attitudes, that's what we argue, and which are consumer knowledge, perceptions, and expectations regarding the product. So consumer attitudes influence the product to be purchased and all other products associated with it. Again, we are drawing from the marketing field to support our arguments in this point. So, furthermore, music effectively communicates with its target audience, leading to future purchases of merchandise, concert tickets, etc. It's actually one of the things that why BTS is such a very popular group right now. Because their songs have actually moved away from the traditional themes of love, friendship, courtship, and whatnot that has been prevailing in K-pop ever since. I've been touching on more social issues such as youth who are losing their identity or searching for an identity. Their songs are being devoted right now. So it's now more, in a way, their fans feel that BTS is very empathic to their feelings. And that is why there's a there's sort of like a communication, a perceived communication that they see. Furthermore, K-pop is actually tuso sila pagdating when it comes to their promotions. For instance, you want to enter a fan signing event, meaning that you can interact with the idol, with the singer, have your album autograph. How? It's by a raffle system. You buy an album, there's a chance to get a ticket. However, you want to increase the chances of you getting the ticket, you have to buy like 20, 30 albums. So, actually in our case, what some of us did was that, okay, we announced about buying in the Philippines. Here, our contacts in Korea, okay, fine, like then we put in 100 orders. Now, instead of them putting a premium to cover for the shipping cost here, we pay them at cost. Ang bayad na lang sa kanila is, okay, sa'yo na lang yung ticket doon sa fan meeting or sa fan signing para makuha mo. Okay. Yun na lang yung incentive. That's the only incentive now that, well, senior members of the fandom can spread the word without profiting from that system. So, and normally, these fan signing events are limited to 100 to 300 participants only. So they really place a very high premium on it. Okay. Now, other than that, there are some performances that are exclusive only if you attend the concert. So they're incentivizing people to watch concerts simply because there are some content that don't make it, let's say, to the DVD. Like, we say, there will be a DVD of the concert, for sure, or a broadcast of the concert. But they're not going to broadcast or record everything.